Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, if you seen some of the tweets that I was making on Twitter about a guy that I had problems with on Twitch, so overall I wanted to talk on that because, I've done episodes where I've talked on it before. But currently, or what happened recently, which led to it. So in case you didn't see the YouTube video, you've seen the post and you need more like context, of what was, overall going on and things. I will be I've explained it numerous times. But yeah, I'll try like my best to, really go over like all the stuff that happened, which led, like the events leading up to why this guy found, like how he found my Twitch, how he found out about me, some stuff that went down on YouTube some years ago. And talking on it all and, overall like trying to not so much as like, because I feel like, people are still going to look at me as like a bad guy and as an enemy. And, the thing is like, I've explained myself. I've defended myself. I guess like that's what I'll overall be doing in this episode, more so for my friends that I guess like, friends, fans, followers, supporters, people that just don't really know too much about it. I already know like haters, what they already have, like the image that they already have of me and stuff. So, and then, just overall telling the difference between me and the guy this guy that I had problems with on Twitch, and then everybody in the community that he came from. So starting all the way from the beginning, and just kind of like getting through it as fast as possible. So in 2015 I started doing reaction videos. 2016 I got into it with this guy that hates reaction videos. And, for a while, we were just kind of like going back and forth. It stopped. It started back up again in towards the end of 2016. And, from there, his fan base did grow a little bit more. And, overall, he just had, fans and supporters that was dedicated to, making my time on YouTube just, horrible. So 2017 came around. We, was like still kind of like going back and forth but it was more so like the thing is like I look back and I'm like, it was just dumb of me because I'm like, okay, well, there's no stopping it. It's like haters is gonna hate regardless. So like, I had no control over what was happening. So, from like from 2016 all the way up until 2020, these guys are just hating on me nonstop. Like, and there was just nothing that I could do. But eventually, so here's the crazy thing about it. So eventually, the reaction video, like, hatred had stopped because a lot of people had hated reaction videos. I mean, even some YouTubers that do reaction videos today had came out and said, that they don't like it. And so people were just running with that and, and then eventually it stopped. And so it was like, okay, well, why are you guys still hating on me? And then at that point, they were just coming up with, some other things they hate on me about, like, making up stories about me and then getting caught up in those same stories. So, that's why, like, and the thing is that there was never a time where I denied my involvement in any of the stuff that had happened. I'm like, you guys got the evidence, you guys made the video, so how can I deny if there's something that I've been a part of? And that's why I feel like a lot of times if you accuse that community or even the guy on Twitch, or that I had problems with on Twitch, I feel like that they always try to deny that they did something wrong. And it's like, there can't be no, you're always right and I'm always wrong. That's never going to be the case. Okay, there will be at times you guys got to take the fall and stuff. There's never going to be a time where you're always going to be right on everything that you do, especially when from the jump of the whole situation, I just wanted to be left alone. I didn't even want to be bothered from the whole head leader of the community. I told him, I was like, fam, just leave me alone. Like, because I remember we got into it on in my YouTube comments, and I was like, I don't know why you're here right now. It's like nobody was even talking to you. You was even like mentioned. Why are you here right now? So yeah, it was just, to me, it was, it was crazy. But those guys though, like that's one thing that I have seen, that they do have like stalker tendencies. Like, they can't just stay away from me for a long period of time. They have to like pay attention to every, move that I make in things, and always waiting for the next opportunity to make a video. Even the guy that started all of this stuff, that the head leader of the whole community, even he said like he is open to making another video about me. I remember that somebody sent me that, and or either somebody sent it to me or I just seen it one day. But he has said the next time he'll make a video on me is if I ever get arrested. And I'm like, I just don't see how that would involve you, but all right, sure, I guess. Like, if you need to get content off of me, do what you got to do to survive. But I just don't see how that, like, why would that have anything to do with him? It's not like I got arrested to doing something to you. It's like, that's my own personal life. So it's just weird, that's how people overall carry on. Like that was the community that I was dealing with for like 4 years straight. So anyways, but no, the hate has stopped. So I had ended up kind of, getting cool with some bigger content creators. And yeah, at that point, they all just stopped. So yeah, they only do good when they're in a pack, like attacking somebody. But when that somebody, has like kind of a community and a group behind them, then they just get all dead silent and quiet and stuff. So, anyways, yeah, so the beef had stopped. The hate, all that hatred and all that stuff had stopped. And I was like, fam, I ain't got nothing else to worry about. So 2020, I just kept, recording content, kept doing my thing. And then I think everybody knows I was getting YouTube strikes. Nothing related to like the hate and the beef and all that stuff. No, YouTube just hasn't fixed their website. So yeah, there was videos that was getting taken down. And I'm like, fam, videos like this have been uploaded even by bigger content. Like, I'll never forget, there was one of the videos that they took down. I was like, a bigger content creator had reacted. You put that video in my recommendations and you take mine down before my video only had, I think, like either under 1,000 or a little over 1,000. This guy had millions upon millions of views. What? I'm like, I'm confused by that. So I ain't gonna name the YouTuber and I ain't gonna name the video that we reacted to, but I'm just saying, I just thought that was weird. So unrelated to the hate, unrelated to the beef, the stuff didn't really start, so pretty much when I came across this guy, from this community on Twitch, so he followed me. And I wasn't saying anything about haters. I wasn't, didn't make no videos about them. Like, the videos was just pretty much like done, or the beef was just pretty much done and over with. Like, I had myself to focus on. I had my content creating career to focus on. Like, there was no reason for me whatsoever to, unless I was like telling a story or doing a motivational episode on my podcast or whatever. That's the one and only time. Those would be the only times I would talk on the hate and the beef and all that. But it's just more so to just let people know, like, hey, throughout my, wouldn't even really consider them dark times, but just throughout some, like, difficult times, I managed to, get through it. It's just like, it's, it's whatever and stuff. So, but anyways, so yeah, this guy, the person I was posting about, so he randomly decided to look me up on, or he was probably just going through my profile and then seeing that, oh, he does Twitch, and stuff. So he's a Twitch streamer now. So anyways, I would assume, yeah, that he was just going through my profile, seeing that I was streaming, and yeah, he followed, seemed like it was chilled at first, and then then I just felt like that's when I started getting that gut feeling that something just seemed off about him, something just didn't seem right about him, is when he told me that he's a fan of the person that I was beefing with. So I should have just banned him right there, but I was like, you know what? There's been times before where people from that community has came to me, through videos or streaming or whatever, and social media, and they've reached out to me as like, like an adult, and they would just be like, hey, I'm sorry for the stuff that you went through, and I'm like, hey, bro, it's chilled. It's not like I had stopped or I had quit. I'm like, I'm still going. I'm like, there was nothing. I was like, because my thing is like, I couldn't necessarily say that I had no hatred towards those guys. Yes, there were at times when those guys would annoy the crap out of me, but like, I had no hatred towards them. I had no bad blood with them. So that I had to say that's probably even more so the reason why I didn't ban this guy, you know, right from the jump. But there was just a gut feeling about him that just seemed off. But I'm like, maybe I could be wrong. Maybe. All right. So anyways, then, you know, as the time dragged on, then he just started being more and more toxic. So actually, no, scratch that. So when he very first joined my stream, like there was like stream after stream after stream. And you guys know I'd be doing like 2 streams a day and stuff. So it was like stream after stream after stream. He'll join my stream. Always wanted to talk about the guy that I beefed with. And I'm like, if you are a fan of him, and so here's the thing. It wasn't, I don't know if it was during that time or before or, you know, I know it wasn't after, but there was at some point in time, I remember some of the, like fans from that community of that person I beefed with, they came to my Twitch channel. I believe they still have the video up. And they were just, you know, getting me to say all these different things or talking about the beef and the hate and stuff just so they can, you know, have a video to make about me. So that's why it was like, you know, I kind of just wanted to just stop, you know, to post about that on social media. Because I think at the time, yeah, that guy, he did follow me on social media. Not the people that made the video about me, but the guy that I was posting about and stuff. So he always would, you know, just like wanting to talk about that. And I would just give him like, at one point I was just giving him short answers, and it just got to the point where I just posted on social media and was just like, hey, you know, and I think it was during the time when I was talking with this guy and stuff. So I had just posted and it was just like, hey, from now on, people, don't join my stream talking about the hate. Like, if I'm having a conversation with somebody and then, you know, the conversation has something to do with hate, I will, like, I guess, you know, tell people my story or my situation about that and, you know, just, you know, let that be the case. But I don't want the stream to where it's like you join my stream and you were like, hey, how do you feel about this guy that you beef with? I don't care. Like, I'm sitting here trying to play a game. I'm like, I don't care about that stuff. I don't care about things that I said during that beef. I don't care about stuff. So he always just wanted to talk. And I was just all like, nah, bro, it's like enough of that. And so then it just got to the point where he was just like, okay, well, I can't talk about that, so let me just start asking him some weird questions that I did post about on, you know, I posted some of the questions that he asked me on social media. I think I posted on Twitter, and it was like a video form. I posted a video of just showing the comments and stuff that he made, and then I also posted like a video, like, you know, kind of talking on, you know, the situation, like, at the time. And, yeah, I posted that maybe sometime beginning of this week or last week. I can't necessarily remember when because I've been posting a lot and, you know, so anyways, besides that. So yeah, he would ask me some off the wall questions. Like, and when I was going back and taking screenshots of all the different things he was asking me, he was asking me some like weird stuff like, oh, you know, do you own a gun? Do you know, this and that? And like, and I'm like, it was like, I remember he asked me, cause my thing is this, you know, when you're a content creator and you got people asking about your living conditions, I'm saying he asked, so I remember the first time he asked me something was, do I know how to fight? Okay, no big deal. And I'm all like, yeah, you know, somewhat. I'm like, I don't really know, like, what that means, but all right, yeah, sure, somewhat. I know some fighting things. And then he was all like, so what would you do if somebody broke into your house and, you know, would you be able to defend yourself? And I'm like, what kind of off-the-wall question is that? Who joins? My thing is this. Who joins a person's stream asking them some weird questions like that? I'm saying, like, it confused me. Like, honestly, I'm telling you guys, like, this was just, like, I feel like all the stuff that I captured was just the icing on the cake. You know, like, yeah, it's that good part, but I'm like, bro, if we were to go deep in depth, like, honestly, I'm saying, like, if I can dig up some videos or even go back and open up, let me see if I can, like, go back on Twitch and look his or just because I should just like overall record and show you guys all the different times. Hold on. Wait, what? They was like account suspended or deactivated. So he must have deactivated his. He probably knew I was gonna do some crap like that, and so yeah, he's thinking ahead. I'm like smart, but anyways, but no, like honestly, he should reactivate it so I can capture all those messages and stuff, because I'm like, nah, it's like that dude. It's like he knew he was being toxic. It was like he either got his thing shut down because somebody probably reported it. Because they say it was either suspended or it was deactivated, and I feel like it was most likely he deactivated it because he probably knew, like, yeah, I did say some crazy and toxic stuff in his stream. So, but anyways, so what was I talking on? So, but all right, so yeah, the weird questions. So I remember he was asking me that. Then he was asking me like, how many stories is your house? And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, who goes to a person, even if I'm like close with you? Why does that even concern you? Even people that I consider far more close to them than I am with this guy, they never ask me no weird questions. The only question I feel like you can ask a streamer, and usually streamers have it like in their bio or social media somewhere, like they ask them, what state do you live in? That's as far as it goes. That is as far. And I guess if they are from that area, they probably would want to know, like, oh, what area in Washington? And then, I usually, with me, I'm like, I just say outside of Seattle. That's it. I'm all like, there's a lot of areas outside of Seattle, so I just say outside of Seattle. Those are my living conditions. So he was like, but he wanted to get deeper in depth. And I'm like, and he said, this is how, and I remember he told me, he was like, that's how he talks with everybody. So I'm like, you just go in everybody's stream asking them if they can fight and what's their living conditions, how many people they live with, what would you do if somebody tried to rob? Like, cause my thing is this, I've been a content creator for 12 years now. So like, I know when people are weird and I know when people are normal. That weird, okay? 100% weird. And when you're asking people questions like that, that's going to make them uncomfortable. If I'm having to call you out on some stuff like that, my thing is this. If you so-called claim for that to, because I remember he was saying like they're not weird questions and stuff. And I'm like, if I'm telling you that that's weird, most likely them questions are making me uncomfortable. If somebody's asking me some questions like that, I'm like, fam, are you outside my house? Are you in the state right now? Like, why are you so curious about my living conditions? I don't get, like, because my thing is this. For as long as I've been a content creator, even other people in that community, that he came from, they never asked me no questions like that. So I'm curious because I'm like, my thing is like, bro, I don't know if you live in the state and you might snap and try to kill me or something. I'm like, I don't know you. So I'm like, don't ask me questions like that. I don't even, but my thing is this. I'm like close friends with people on Twitch. There's like two people that I'm like extremely close friends with. These are like people that I would invite to my wedding. They don't even know my living conditions. That's a question that you just don't go around asking people. And my thing is this. I would feel more comfortable telling them that than somebody that came from a community that I had problems with. I'm saying, like, these guys would send me threatening messages, racist messages. Like, these guys wanted me to die. And that is normal. Like, sit down and think about that. You got somebody coming from a community that you had problems with asking you about your living conditions. That doesn't seem off. That don't seem unusual, weird. Like, come on now. Like, so anyways, moving on from that. So then it got to the point where he just wanted to be toxic. And so, yeah, then there was the situation where and I think a lot of people, it's something where I don't need to say it, but people just know, like, when I talk on it, I feel a certain way about it because it was something that, it hits home for me, right? So the whole situation when I was in high school and the girl turned me down for the color of my skin. So, to, I guess, talk on that. And to, now I'm fine. But at that time, that was some of the most darkest days of my life, because that's something I've never had that happen to me before, especially when it's coming from somebody that you considered a friend. You never thought somebody would look at you that way where it's like they can't, they don't want to be with you because of the color of your skin. Like, I can understand if it's the way that I act, you know, because I was wild when I was in high school. Like I did, you know, had like a goofy persona and stuff. If it's stuff like that, I'm like, I can change that. If it's the way that I dress, I can change that. If it's, you know, my haircut, changeable. You know, what are some other things? The way that I talk, changeable. But the color of my skin, when it's something that you know you can't change, and even if it's for somebody that you like got like some mad feelings for and stuff, like you just can't change that. So it was at a point where I was like kind of at a crossroads with myself, where it was like I was very insecure. Like it hurt, you know, that situation had hurt me down to my core, to where it was like I had to say, like, I didn't really start, you know, like at that time I wasn't really, you know, too focused on like relationships. I just wanted to be alone, you know, because this just to have it where it's like you get looked at that way, it's like it's crazy, you know, like that's something it's like, you know, you got no control over. So what he decides to do, and I'm like, that's something where it's like, that's low, you know, that is some low stuff to, you know, do that. But anyways, so he brings it up in my stream, that situation, because I've talked on it before. I made videos about it. I made podcast episodes about it. And I don't know if whether I had talked on it or he just remembered it, whatever. But anyways, so he started it off. I think he was just asking about her. And I don't know exactly. I can't remember what exactly I said. But anyways, he was asking about her. And then at some point in time in the conversation, he goes and he's like, you know, he was like, not to, you know, he was like, I'm saying this, but he was like, I hope people don't twist my words, but he was like, I will turn somebody down, for the color of their skin, because I find that particular race physically unattractive. And he's trying to make it seem like that's not racist. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. Because my thing is this, because I think that was one of his examples, or, you know, one of the, you know, things that he was trying to like clear, you know, make his case like, you know, acceptable and things. So he was saying like, you know, are you homophobic because you turn somebody down of the same sex? See, here's the thing. If somebody wants to say that they're attracted to the same sex, there is a name for that. If I want to say that I'm attracted to the opposite sex, there is a name for that. You know, it doesn't make me homophobic. Homophobic is when I don't want nothing to do with that person or group of people, you know? So my thing is this, and if I feel like me saying that I'm straight, that's just something that I like, no, that's acceptable. That's something where it's like, I'm not going to have people telling me, oh, you know, you gotta, you know, be attracted to the same sex. No, I don't. That's the thing. I'm not afraid to tell people that I am straight. But you, on the other hand, what do you call when you have some problem? Like, because my thing is this, you can say that you're friends, because that was the same thing that girl was saying. I'm friends with that guy. I have black friends. She can say up until the end of her days that, you know, she's cool with black people. But the thing is that you turn somebody down for the color of their skin. That's racist. Like, you can't, there's no argument with that. So I remember we went back and forth with it, but I was getting like upset about it, because I'm like, you know, I had let that situation go. Like, I think I've talked on that. Like, you know, me and that girl did talk. We didn't talk on that particular situation, but I remember like I'm a forgiving person, so I had let that situation go. So I was like, you know what, it is what it is. It was when we was in high school. Like, so be it, you know, like I've moved on. Hey, I ain't gonna have no hard feelings towards her, you know, and you know, the older years of my life, I'm like, I've moved on, you know, but I will admit there was troubling times in my life. So I'm like, that's something where it's like, you know, you can apologize for it. But, and the thing is, it's like, she might have not known how like traumatizing that was for me and stuff. But this guy, if you know what that did to me and stuff, and you still talk about it, and then you try to make it seem like that I'm in the wrong for what I am saying, Nah, bro. Like, even if you do apologize, it's like, how am I supposed to trust you? How am I supposed to, have any logical conversation with you if that's the type of energy that you're going to bring to me? Like, to me, I'm like, nah, man, it's like, what that did to me, but you still want to, like, bring it up into something. Like, nah, my thing is this. I don't care what videos you've seen about me. I don't care how you feel about me. When you do stuff like that, that's something where it's like, how do you expect to be cool with people if that's how you're going to talk with them? Because my thing is this. A part of me wants to truly believe that he wanted to be cool with me. But then another part of me is like, I had to say, like, that's probably the bigger part, where it's like, he honestly was just there to be toxic. I honestly feel like he was just there just so he could get some video stuff for himself. But it was like, fam, I'm like, you're only making it worse for yourself if that's the case. And if you're trying to be cool with somebody, that's not how you be cool with them. Notice how everybody else is talking in my stream. My thing is this. Even if it's something that they don't agree with, they're still going to, be like whatever I'm saying. It's like they'll sit down, they'll talk to me about it. But they ain't gonna sit there and argue with me about how I feel about something. I have my way of feeling about things. They have their way about feeling about things. I can accept that. I can move on. But it's like, you gonna argue with me about something like that? Nah, bro. I honestly should have banned him right then and there. And so I didn't. And, people were there for that. People remembered that. There was like, people that joined my stream on a regular basis that they can literally vouch and say how toxic this guy was. Besides video evidence and besides my word, I literally have witnesses to tell y'all this guy was toxic in my streams. So it confuses me. Like, so there are some things I want, to talk on about that where, like related to friends, because I did make a post about it, and I don't know if people seen that post, but anyway, because I know like with the social media algorithm, it can be a little bit messed up at times. But so anyways, so after that, I remember, he was trying to like apologize for that crap, and I'm all like, you can apologize, but it's like the damage has been done. Like, you're only making it bad for yourself. Like, you're getting to the point where you are about to get banned and stuff. So anyways, so at that point he was just, kind of just chilling and stuff. And then there was a time where I remember me and my friends, we were, talking on like our like jobs and stuff. And so I think I had said like, we got some like millionaire jobs, or we could be millionaires off of this stuff. And he chimes in and he says, he was like, not to be rude. He said something, but he was like, he overall has said that he doesn't think any of us is going to be millionaires. So I told him, I'm like, that's discouraging. Don't say stuff like that in my stream. Then he's all like, it's not discouraging. It's facts. How are you going to join somebody else's stream and tell them, based off of your logic of thinking, how are you going to try to make it seem like that your thinking is much more elevated and you have a higher knowledge because of whatever you got built up in your mind? Then he said some stuff where I was like, are you like, where exactly do you live? What's in your household? Like, I'm curious about your living conditions. Do you have a TV? Do you have the internet? Like, honestly, look up and watch some things. But he goes on to say that there's nobody in this world that has $1 million. And I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, there are literally billionaires, my guy, billionaires. I'm positive they ain't got like negative $10 in their bank account. I'm saying these guys can go out, even somebody is lower than billionaires, where it's like 100 millionaires or something, where you got hundreds upon hundreds of millions of dollars in your bank account. You mean to tell me somebody that can go out, Floyd Mayweather, that man went out and bought a $16 million watch. And he's getting paid literally millions to go fight. Like, I'm very, very confused by that one. I'm very, very, very confused. But so here's the thing. It wasn't that got me upset. It was the fact that he was saying it to my friends. You can say whatever you want to say about me. If that conversation would have just been between me and him, I had just brushed it off. I'm like, okay, well, you have your way of thinking. I got my way of thinking. I know for a fact that there's, however you're not, wherever your knowledge is at right now with millionaires, all wrong and all inaccurate. I'm like, I ain't gonna sit here and believe you over what I'm believing from like what I'm video evidence of millionaires going out and buying millionaire things. Like, come on now. So, but anyways, but no, he's saying these things to my friends, like he's arguing with them. So my thing is this, when my friends come to my stream, I expect them to, feel safe, feel protected, not get attacked or have somebody talk down to them. So at that point, I went off. Like, I wasn't yelling, but I was getting loud. I had to say I was probably kind of talking at this volume, if not maybe like a slight notch louder and stuff. But friends were like concerned because at some point in time, like I did end the stream because I was so upset. And I'm like, who is this guy? Like, honestly, and I'm like, who does he think he is where he could just go to people's streams and just start talking crazy to him and their friends? Like, no, I can't just let that stuff just slide. I can't. And so, anyways, so at that point, I did start, because no, he was following other friends of mine. So there were some friends that were in my stream that were streamers, and then there was friends that I went to school, because this was somebody that I grew up with that he was talking to. And so I was like, that's something where I'm like, nah, I've known this person for years. I've known you only for a few months. I'm not going to throw years away and take your side on whatever you got built up in your head versus somebody that I literally like. This person, my thing is this. Last year, because it was, I'm pretty sure everybody was celebrating pandemic birthdays and stuff. I couldn't really go out and do nothing for my birthday. I couldn't really accept any gifts. I couldn't really, there wasn't a whole lot that I can do. I got like some gifts from my family and that was it. This was the one friend that had bought me a gift, and it's a gift card that I still need to use, but it's a store that I haven't been to since the pandemic has started. But they was the one friend that did something for me for my birthday. So I can't look at that and, still take his side on some stuff. And I'm like, no. So anyways, after that, so that friend that, that got me the gift, some other friends that was there, they all had messaged me because they were concerned. They were like, hey, yo, I know he's probably just, at his place right now, just going off and things. Cause yeah, it was like, I'll admit I was getting loud. I don't know if I ever did post that stream, on YouTube. If I did, I should, I'll post, that segment if I ever do find it, but, if not, then it's it's just one of those, things that's gone, but I at least posted the messages. When I was posting all those screenshots of the stuff that he said in my stream, I at least did, post, the messages that he left. So, and then also, I'm pretty sure if I contact that friend, they're not really a they're not a content creator at all and stuff, but yeah, it's if they did want to, write something about it or talk about it, it's they very well could and stuff, so. But, anyways, so, after that, then, of course, he tried to, because there are always, besides that, there would be, other times where I've had to, check him on stuff that he was saying, there would be at times where he'll come through my streams talking about his family. I remember there was a time where he was talking about, how him and his mom got into it. I'm like, bro, have some respect for your mom. That ain't something that you can argue about. No, have some respect for your mom. And then there is another time when he would talk about his friends, and actually I was gonna talk on that. I talked on it before. I think when all this stuff had went down originally, I talked on it. But anyways, so he'll do that. Talk about his brother and things. I'm like, I kind of have a picture of who you are. And I'm like, if you are anything like this to your family and friends and your brother and all that stuff, if they go off on you, I can see why. I'm saying, it's stuff like that where it's bro, look at how you act. Look at how many times I've had to check you on the stuff that you're saying. If you're talking like this to your family, friends, or whoever, then it's okay, well, I understand why and stuff. So, anyways, so he, so at that point in time, he was just, still kind of somewhat being toxic, and I was just having to constantly check him and things, but I was just more so just focused on the video games I was playing. I'm like, if I gotta ignore somebody in my stream, I'll do that, or just not feed into it and stuff. But it was just the one last time where he started talking about like how black people act on TV and talking about his friends. I had just got sick and tired of it, and I ended up banning him. And I was like, I cannot, go through that all over again. So yeah, I was like, it's just it's one of those things where I'm like, you might not see that you're being toxic, and you might paint this picture out to, friends of ours that you're not toxic. There's literally evidence of you being toxic. You can't argue with that. You can't change the narrative, or it's literally right there. So yeah, I'm like that. It's stuff like that. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But hey, if he wants to so-called claim that he wasn't being toxic, then I'm like, then that's on you. But how everybody else is gonna see it, how a majority of the people, even people that was in my stream, because the thing is, he knows that the people that he was messaging and trying to make it seem like that he was a good person, they were never in my streams. So I remember when there were like people that will lurk in my streams, there would be people that will be in my streams, and they seen like overall like my interactions with him versus like it could be a completely new random person that joined my stream, and how I would be more talkative to the new random person than I am with him. They knew that something wasn't right. And there were people when I would go out and message them, they knew right off of the jump, like, oh, I know exactly who you talking about. Yeah, like, no, if I do see him in my streams, he will get banned. So then there was other friends that was like, no, they just banned him right away and stuff. And I was like, there's people that were telling me, like, I had multiple friends that was joining my stream, supporters that was joining my stream, telling me, asking me, why am I not blocking him? And a part of me wanted to believe, like, and I think somebody did tell me that, like, maybe he does have, like, communication issues or something. And I'm like, that's, like, if that's the case, I'm like, he needs to really work on that crap. Because I'm like, that don't even make any sense to me. It's like but that's the thing, though, where it's like he only has communication issues in my stream. Everybody else's stream, he's being normal and stuff. But in my stream, he wants to be weird. And I was like, no. So anyways, then it just started getting to a point where he was being even weird in other people's streams. So and I think I did talk on that. It was either in a podcast episode or it was in the video. But so anyways, so in the events leading up to like the, me posting all across social media about him. So there were some stuff that happened during that time. So anyways, so I'm joining like my friends' streams, showing love, support. There'll be at times where I will rate them after I'm done streaming. So after I rate them, they, saying hi, whatever and stuff. And then he'll like start talking and things. And so it's like, okay, I can't, I ain't got no control over whether a person, I can't be like, hey, yo, stop talking until I leave the stream or until whenever and stuff, or leave the stream. I can't say that in their stream. So I'm like, hey, if that's, if he's in their stream talking, I ain't got nothing. There's nothing that I can say or do about that. So anyways, then there would be at times where I have people's streams opened up. And if you guys know me, I'm a busy person. I'll have to like work on some things first. And I'll go to their stream, see the messages, don't see his name, start typing up in chat, put my message out, he starts talking. So then I started picking up on that stuff. I'm like, no, something don't seem right. So I'll wait 10 minutes, start talking, he'll start talking. All right, 20, 30 minutes. I start talking, he starts talking. All right, kind of weird, but okay. An hour, 2 hours later, depending on whoever's stream I'm joining, starts talking, he starts talking. This dude won't say nothing, absolutely nothing, for all this time, and waits for me to say something. And then that's when I knew this dude was like, he ain't no different than the people from that community. If my thing is this, if he tried to claim he so-called left that community, it's like, well, the community didn't leave you. You still acting just like how they are in that. I'm like, you trying to make it seem like you all cool and chill with these people, but it's like, you're not. You're not cool and chill with them. My thing is this. He's only following, he ain't even supporting them. He's only following them because I'm following them. Like, people find that weird. People might think that I'm crazy on saying some stuff like that. But think about it. He came from a community that was attacking me for 4 years straight. Like, sit down and listen to that. Sit down, put yourself in that situation, right? You have a community that's attacking you for 4 years straight, right? Now they can't really do too much attacking when you got like a stronger fan base, and you got like these big content creators supporting you and stuff. You can't really they can't really attack you and stuff. But the little like mind games and all that, like people, I honestly, even me saying it, it sounds crazy, but it's the truth. That's the thing about it. Like, it sounds crazy to me, but it is the truth. Because if my thing is this, and I just open up his profile, and it shows that, yeah, he's deactivated his account. My thing is this, probably he's most likely hearing this episode right now. So, if he didn't do anything wrong, why would he deactivate his account? Like, what was the reason of that? And I know it's going to probably be some stuff. Oh, I forgot my password. You didn't forget your password any other time when you was joining streams and all that stuff. All of a sudden, all this stuff starts happening, and then you forget your password. Like, that's the thing where it's like, that's these guys' game. That's what they do. They come up with excuses, make it seem like that they're right on everything that they're talking on. And as soon as they got to take responsibilities or just accountability for things, they can't do that. My thing is this, even when these guys, like, outside of talking about him, talking about the community that he came from, when those guys would leave racist comments underneath my streams, they had legitimate reasons on why they were leaving. No, not legitimate. They had their reasons on why they would leave those racist comments. Like, who has a reason on being a racist? Like, I'm confused, because I'll never forget one of the times like these guys left a racist comment was, so he was like, the guy went on to say some stuff like, oh, because you got into it with the, content creator that they came from. He's like, I have a right to be racist to you now. And I think he either called me the N-word, called me a porch monkey. He said something racist and derogatory. But I'm like, that's not, I even had it where these guys was going on like, I remember the one time the guy went on Twitter and he called me a delusional monkey. And I'm sitting here thinking in my head, I'm like, you can't call a black person. Like, that guy was arguing with me about that. What my thing is this, those two times where I was like, or even just any other time where I argue with these guys. And because actually, I think it was last year, or it was last year. It was last year. So I remember it was in the beginning of last year where the whole head leader of that community, he got exposed for being a racist. Now, instead of apologizing and instead of taking accountability, because my thing is this, the only reason why he argued with it, because it was somebody that was like roughly the same size of him when it comes to like content creating. But if it would have been somebody of a much more bigger status with content creating, like, these guys only know how to like argue with people when it's somebody roughly the same size as them, or if it's somebody that's smaller. But let's say if it had been somebody with like 10, 20 million subscribers, and they had called the that head leader of that community out for being a racist, then he would apologize. Then, because his content creating career is in jeopardy, or he's just gonna just run with the situation and just be like, yeah, it's whatever. But when the guy had called them out for being a racist, now, if somebody had called me out for being a racist, which I'm not, but let's just say putting myself in his shoes, right? The right thing to do is, if somebody calls you out on some stuff like that, you make a video, not arguing with them, but you make a video saying, hey, I did not, if you guys thought I was being racist, I'm sorry, all right? That wasn't the case. I wasn't trying to be. I was, using the word for whatever reason, and that's that. But however you're using the word, it's like, fam, you shouldn't even be saying it. Even because my thing is this, if I can avoid saying the N-word and I'm black myself, like, does that make any sense? Like, honestly, does that make any sense where it's like, why can you not do the same thing and you're not black? I would think you would have much more respect, but And then that was another thing that, from that community, that a lot of them was attacking black reactors, black people that do reaction videos. They were saying it for the longest day. That's all that black people do. All black people do is do reaction. I don't know how many times I was getting comments like that back in like 2015 and 2016. Or actually, no, 2016 when I was beefing with those guys. Yeah, 2015 though, no, I was getting comments though about doing reaction videos, but I had to say it wasn't until I started getting followed or by this guy, the head leader of that group, that's when people were making it clear like, oh yeah, you're black and you doing reaction videos. I saw you guys is good for stealing and all. And I'm like, what? I'm stealing a YouTube. You can't compare like how my thing is this, like how a person steals like outside of the internet or whatever and stuff. Because I'm saying like stealing is when you're stealing the idea or stealing the content from that person. I'm literally shouting out and promoting that person. And I'm saying, I'm like, that's how a lot of people view it now. Because what do you see it now? You see people on Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, probably Instagram, probably Twitter, probably Facebook. If you have a MySpace account, probably some people posting on there too. But you have so many people doing reaction videos. So I'm saying like now you got if that's the case, then the whole world is stealing. Everybody that's done a reaction video, you are stealing. If you are supporting a reaction video or channel or whatever, you're stealing. Like whatever it is. Because going based off of their logic, you can't support a person that does reaction videos. You can't do a reaction video. None of that. Yet that stuff gets looked at more than commentary videos. The videos that these guys is doing and stuff. There are like some, cause no, there were people that were talking on like reaction videos and stuff. Like I remember there was the one guy, he would do like, that's his thing though. He talks on like stuff that he hates. And it seems like after that, like everybody, they were stealing the idea off of him. Cause no, the funny thing is that after, so with that guy, when he did that video, when he did his I hate reaction videos thing, like I'd watched that video and I was like, hey, you know what? That video, it was a solid video. I can't be mad about what he said. I can't. I'm all like, I understand his character. I understand his persona. I cannot be mad about what he said. But a lot of the people that had that do reaction videos, and that's the thing, because I'm like, I would consider myself a little bit different than the average person that does reaction videos. They just make facial expressions and like, oh my god, wow, that's crazy, oh crap, like that's something's crazy. Me, I go deep in depth and I start talking on stuff. I'll tell a story in the middle of a reaction video. So that's why I always consider myself different, from the other people that do reaction videos and stuff. It's kind of like somebody that's like in the sneaker community, like me, like you got everybody else in the world, wearing the go-to Jordans, the go-to Nikes, the go-to Yeezys. Me, I was the one customizing my Yeezys. I was the one customizing my Jordans, wearing the ugly shoes, doing this, doing that. I'm just being different from everybody else. So that's why, like, when people would come to me and they were just, blindly commenting on my channel, because it's crazy, because it was funny they were getting on me about that, but I'm like, you guys are very well doing the same thing. You're coming to my channel and you're leaving a comment either talking on something that the head leader of that community said, or saying, oh, you're a black person that sits in silence and do reaction videos. You steal content. That I'm like, did you watch the video? Like, honestly, because when they say things like, I sit in silence, the length of this podcast episode, that will be the length of a reaction video that's like 10 minutes long. Like, I'm saying, I will sit down and talk throughout that video to the point where people will have to leave comments telling me to stop talking in the video. So I'm saying, like, that's how I knew that those guys was never watching me. That's how I knew that those guys was just never messing with my videos and stuff. And I'm supposed to sit down and listen to them and things. And then when I don't, then they get all attitude and upset and hurt by it. But I remember when all this stuff had started, it was because I defended a YouTuber that did he used to do reaction videos. He got into it with a guy. One thing led to another. Then there was like this like whole war going on between commentary channels and reaction channels and people that do reaction videos. And I made a video defending people that did reaction videos. I was like, hey, you know what? It's like, you guys can hate it all you want. If you don't like it, then it's like, don't watch the video. It's like, it's plain and simple. If you see the video, you can easily say you're not interested in that video or just not click on it. Common sense and stuff. So then that's when the head leader of that group, it's like he did the same. He pretty much was doing the same thing. He was doing the same thing he was calling me out on. He went and stole the idea of doing this video talking about people that do reaction videos. Yeah, he did his own version about me, but that's like, how did you get that idea? Because my thing is this, if those guys, like the higher ups in the commentary community, if they never would have done a video about reaction channels and videos and all that stuff, he would have never did that video. He would have never did that. Because my thing is this, I feel like that the person that I had, beef and problems with, to really like kind of just dissect who he is as a person, he's an echo. All right. He is an echo. All right. If whoever is listening, if you want to tell him that, tell them that. I don't care. But he is an echo. He echoes the voice of all these higher ups in the commentary community. If he has some original videos, he has some. But all of his big videos, he's talking on stuff that's already generating views, that's already generating numbers, and it's generating all this other stuff. He's not doing things based off of me. My thing is this. If I wanted to stop doing reaction videos altogether right now, I very well can. But I like doing reaction videos. Just like the videos that he likes doing, I like doing the videos that I'm doing. But that's the thing. With original, when people always say things like be original, there's nothing original in the content creating world. You got people on TikTok doing the same dances. You got people on Instagram posting the same meals. You got people on Twitter posting the same tweets. You got people on YouTube posting the same challenges, the same makeup tutorials, the same reaction videos, the same commentary videos, the same movies, the same music. Everything is the same. It's different in its own way, but it is the same. But with him, he's an echo. And it's like, it's sad to see it, but that's what he is. I'm saying, because he has much more subscribers than me. He has way more views than me. That's fine. That's chill. Because he's talking about things that people watch. Me, on the other hand, I don't care about that stuff. I don't care. My thing is this. I've always, and it's something that he just never really sat down and paid attention to. I can be whoever I want to be when it comes to content creating. With him, he has to stick to one thing and one thing only, and that's commentary videos. Me, on the other hand, if I wanted to get into music, which I have, I very well can do that. If I wanted to be like some news anchor figure on YouTube, I can do that. If I wanted to do TikTok dances, I can do that. Whatever content, even if I wanted to do commentary videos, I have a commentary channel. I can do that too. I can do whatever content I want to do. Because my thing is this. I feel like that probably in some cases, in scenarios, people may consider me an echo, right? But at least I can be myself. I don't have to copy what another person is doing. I can do my own style of something. So if he can say that, if he can do that, then hey, round of applause to him. Kudos to him. But I'm saying, like, at the end of the day, even the whole guy that I was posting about from Twitch, an echo. He's just only repeating stuff that another person is saying. So at the end of the day, I'm like, hey, you know what? If you guys want to have all this hatred, you guys want to have all this these problems with me and stuff, so be it. I don't care. But at least at the end of the day, I can be myself. That is the beauty of this whole situation. The guy that, that I had problems with on Twitch, he can't be himself. He's over here telling all these people this story about him. Yet he ain't telling people the actual story. Because my thing is this. Without me, there would have never been no him. And it sucks to say that, because I'm like, when you get involved in content creating, you should always be yourself. And if at the end of the day, if it never would have been, he never would have been friends with those people. If those guys never would have made videos about all this hatred that he wanted to carry onto my Twitch channel towards me. He wanted to because I'm saying there is at times where all he wanted to just do was just be hateful. And I'm like, and my thing is this: if you so-called claim to be a fan of this guy that I had problems with, why are you talking to him about him to like behind his back? You know, and that's the thing where it's like, that was like one of the main reasons why I didn't want him being cool with the people that I was cool with. Because all he's gonna do is talk about them behind their back. So I'm saying at the end of the day, it's like, are you really a friend? Are you really truly being a friend right now? Because if not, if like, my thing is this: if you want to be a good friend to these guys, because I ain't got no control over what he wants to do in life, but if you really want to be a good friend towards these guys, support them 24/7. Shout them out on social media. Record shout out videos for them. Do what I'm doing, but times 10. Do what I couldn't do. Take them to the next level of content creating. Be the best friend that you possibly can be for these guys. Put them on a platform, or just put them so high on a platform where it's like, if that's what they truly want, if that's what they truly where they want to be at in life, do what you can for them. Do it until it hurts. But if not, get out of my way so I can do that for them. Because I'm saying, at the end of the day, I feel like all you're doing is just being a burden to somebody. And it's like, what did I do personally to you? That's the question I want to like ask him. It's like, what did I personally do to you to where you had to just be so hateful in my streams? You had to be so toxic in my streams. And it's like, for what reason? Because of some videos that you watched of me? Sit down and think about it. Sit down and think about it. If this is because I do reaction videos, everybody does reaction videos. If this was because of the whole situation where I threatened to kick a kid in the throat, that kid threatened me. Okay? And he threatened me and my friends. I'm not going to sit here and just let somebody threaten me and my friends and then just think that it's like, oh, I'm not going to do anything about it because he's a kid. If that's the case, let it go. If it's because of that whole situation with the suicidal girl, and so to explain that, so there's a time on Twitch or not on Twitch, but on Twitter, where a girl she was tweeting me, like spam tweeting me, talking about she was feeling suicidal, and it was because it was like National Suicide Prevention Day, and I made a tweet out saying, hey, if you're feeling suicidal, reach out to me and I'll do what I can to help you. So she reaches out, she's spam tweeting me, and I'm like, what's the problem? Like, you know, what's going on? She's still just saying the same stuff over and over and over again. I'm like, hey, look, I gotta work. So like, you either need to tell me what's going on or stop tweeting me. Still just tweeting me. So I blocked them. Now, I did talk about that with some friends, and they say maybe you should have sent them a hotline number. But even they were saying, why did they wait out of all the days in the year, right, to message you or tweet you and things when they could have reached out to you at any given point in time? Because I've said that numerous times. That ain't my first time making a tweet or a post like that on social media. I've said that numerous times. So if they were a fan, they very well could have reached out to me at any given point in time. But they're going to wait on National Suicide Prevention Day to reach out to me and give me this, like, you know, spam tweets and all this stuff, when they went past probably hundreds of other tweets. You know, if we really, or they were just only doing that so they can make a video out of me. I'm saying, like, I legit, like, this stuff has been proven. I proved it. There's literally a video on YouTube where guys had joined my stream just so they can make a video. So it's like, these guys at the end of the day are exposing themselves when they're doing this stuff. Of course, they're not going to admit to it because they never want to be wrong in something. But, so actually after that, so no, they did make a video on that situation, was trying to expose me on that. Sometime after that, somebody had messaged me, or not messaged me, tweeted me and was all like, oh, I'm feeling suicidal, can you help me? I offered out help. And they're coming up with all these excuses on why they couldn't do the one thing. I'm like, fam, because they were talking about, like, they bullied some kids in school. I'm like, okay, reach out to those kids. Find those kids, track them down, apologize for what you did. And they're coming up with all these excuses. Oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. And I'm like, okay, well, how am I supposed to help you then? That just don't even make any sense. That's something that you and them kids need to be. I don't know how I can possibly help you. Like, what, you want me to do like a public service announcement or something? Like, I don't get that. It's like, it ain't like them kids watches my videos. So I'm saying, it's like, but anyway, so how I got that guy caught up, and that's how I just knew that whole situation was just a scam to make videos out of me. So I go and check his followers. He's following the head leader of the whole community that I'm beefing with, and another person in that community. And I asked him, I was just like, why are you following them two? And he's like, I don't need to answer that question. But yet I'm supposed to answer all your questions and all this other and talk to you and all that, but you can't. It's just like that one-way communication I'm not with. So if it's over that whole suicidal girl situation, that situation has been exposed numerous times. And it's I think it wasn't that situation. I think it was another situation where somebody had reached out to me and told me I might have that stream. I can't remember if I do or not. Hold on for 1 second. I need to put my food in the oven. All right, I'm back. But anyway, so moving on with, or, continuing on with what I was saying. But if it was over this situation, so there was a situation on Twitter where a girl had involved me in the same conversation as she was like YouTube. So, all right, let me just relax. YouTube had made a tweet talking about a shooting that had went down in New Zealand. And one of the haters from this community had tweeted YouTube and had tagged me in the tweet and was saying you let content creators like TMossBoss get away with stuff. And I'm like, what does that have to do with this shooting that happened in New Zealand? People had lost their life. And you're trying to involve me in some crap. And I'm like, how am I supposed to? Nah, man. It's like, and so I was upset about that situation because I'm like, people have lost their life. Like, honestly, you are just letting this situation just get to your head too much to where you don't even need to be on YouTube no more. But anyways, so I think I was so upset. I was like, I hope that girl gets her throat chewed out by a dog or something. But I said that out of anger. I didn't really mean that stuff. I had just said that out of anger. And if I did mean it, then it's like, okay, I meant it. It's like, oh well. But I'm like, you can't go and make it seem like that. What they see, it's like they wanted to talk on that so much that I said that. But it's like, you're not telling the whole story. You're trying to blow my part up in the story as much as you possibly can, but you're not talking on the reason for all of that. This girl had me involved in the same conversation as a mass shooting. Excuse me, I'm not going to look at that like that's cool. I'm not going to look past that and be like, oh, well, what I said and did was much more worse. And they're all like, oh, well, it was a child. I don't care. Obviously, they old enough to where they're saying things like that. I'm like, no, if you're going to be on the internet playing like adult games with people, then it's like, okay, that's where you're going to get some adult stuff happening to or being said to you too. So it's like, you're going to be on there acting like an adult, you're going to get treated like an adult. And that's, if I feel like that's what I need to say at that time, then that's what I'm going to say. I don't care about no age. If you say some things to me that offends me or makes me feel a certain way, then it's like, fam, I'm not going to hold back. You involved me in the same conversation as a mass shooting. People lost their life. How are you guys not talking about that, but you want to talk on what I said? And it was funny because somebody from that community had came to my stream one time and they were telling me how that there wasn't a kid that you had said that to. I guess it was like some 30-something-year-old woman and things. I'm like, why is she you are 30-something years old? That's even worse. You're 30-something years old carrying on like that on the internet. I'm like, that is far more worse. So anyways, and I'm like, if it's over that situation, I'm like, yeah, remember when the girl had, involved me in a mass shooting? It's like, I ain't gonna sit here and, take the fall for what I said, and she ain't gonna take the fall for what she said. Whether she's a kid or a 30-year-old woman, I don't care how old she is or who she is. You say some stuff like that, it's like, nah, bro, I can't just let that slide. And I'm like, and then if it's over the situation with the one guy where I had was making fun of it, so here's the thing. Let me just, before I say what I'm going to say. But so anyways, there was a person that I thought was cool with me. Guess he wasn't. But anyway, so he had made this video where it was like him singing in a bar. I remember I did a roasting video and I included that video, not thinking the backstory, the history behind it. I ain't seen it in the description. I ain't seen it in no thumbnail. I ain't seen it in the title. I ain't seen none of that, all right? Because if I did, I would have never talked on that video. I had talked on one of his other videos and stuff. But I still have that video up. And that's why it's like one of the videos I just never took down, because I'm like, nah, bro, it's like I need to have that video up just so people, they try to like misinterpret what I'm saying or the story and things. So anyways, made fun of the video, moved on. Sometime later, people was like, oh, you made fun of such and such's tribute video to his mom that passed away. I did not know that. I had no idea, because my thing is like, when I made other videos talking on that guy, I always would say, oh yeah, he's screaming in the backseat of his mom's car. So I had no knowledge that his mom, it wasn't like I was checking his every move or going on his social media platforms or following him. I knew nothing of the, situation of his mom. So once when I found out what the situation was and that she was no longer here with us, I was like, I am sorry for what I said. I'm sorry for, talking on that video. And if I could do it all over again, I wouldn't even have mentioned that video. I went and excluded that whole part out if I would have known. But the thing is, like, if I would have known, I wouldn't have talked on that. My thing is this, I might say some messed up things to people, but when especially if it's somebody's loved ones that passed away, I never talk on that. I don't care how much beef, how much problems I have with you, I will never ever in life talk on somebody's dead relative, family member, friend, even a friend. I'm like, I never do no stuff like that. The fact that these guys, I'm saying, I remember when in 2016, I had a friend that got shot and killed at a party, and I made a video about it, and those guys was like just disliking the video, rating the video with dislikes. And I'm like, what is the beef and the hate has anything to do with that video, with my situation? I just lost a childhood friend of mine, and you guys are like, I'm saying, and it's some stuff. I think I did do a video where I talked on when my grandfather had passed away. And they talked on that, or they disliked that. And I'm like, fam, like, y'all need to let that stuff go. But anyways, and then what was the other situation? But no, all right, so actually, continue on talking about the guy in the tribute video and all that stuff. So I apologize for that. I took responsibilities. I took accountability for that. You see how I, do adult things? If I see that I've hurt somebody, I will apologize for it. I've told people that situation, and I'm like, my thing is this. I'm like, I owned up to it. I apologize for it. I truly did feel bad about that. I did. People may think, you didn't. No, you didn't. I did. Despite how you feel about me and what you might think about me and stuff, I truly did feel sorry about what I had said. And I was like, I wish I could have taken that back. Because I'm like, it's stuff like that where it's like, yeah, it's like, if I would have known, I definitely wouldn't have talked on it. So anyways, but no, so it's like after that guy, he's going around helping people with, the video and things. And I'm like, look, I apologize. Now, I don't know why he's going around helping out all these different people, making a video, talking on this situation. But it's like, don't you kind of think that that's like milking, views and all that? Like, I'm confused, bruh. Like, why are you like helping people? I'm saying, like, I don't get that. I'm like, all right, you know what? If he's angry, he's angry. It's whatever. And so then it's like he's just still continuously helping out more and more people and things. And I'm like, hey, yo, this guy, I'm like, I honestly don't even think that he was probably upset about that. I'm like, he ain't come off as like he was upset. So like, yeah, he talked about it and stuff, but I'm not like, he's going around doing this. It's like he's telling people, or no, so he's posting about it, or he's having people tell me, stop talking about it, but he's going around helping people make videos about it. I don't get that. I don't get that at all. And so sometime after that, then yeah, it was like I just got to the point where I was like, I stopped including that I apologize, because I was like, you know what? No, it's like if he don't care, then it's like, fam, it's like I'm trying to care, because I'm like, that is his mom, even though it's like she ain't here with us and stuff. I still want to show respect. So it's like, and even after I found out about it, it's like, because my thing is this: if I was being disrespectful to his mom, why did I not continue being disrespectful? You see, because I'm like, that's something like that just wouldn't even make any sense. He found out that he did something, offensive to like the tribute video for his mom and stuff, and he started apologizing. Why would he do that if he was being like, I'm saying, you guys are making it seem like I was just running her name through the dirt. I didn't even know her. And I'm saying, I'm like, stuff like that. It was all like, my thing is this. May his mom rest in peace, but I just feel like her son was out of line going around helping out people and stuff. And it's like, fam, like, why? Like, if it was that much of a problem, we could have sat down and talked about it. But he didn't. He was going around just helping people, just try to, run my name in the dirt and stuff. And I'm like, all right, I get it. He has a legitimate reason and stuff. But I'm like, just going around helping out people. I'm like, I just feel like that's kind of messed up and stuff. I just, I don't know how I feel about that one. But I do think that I'm like, nah, that's a little bit messed up. Maybe I need to talk to my friends about that situation too and see how they feel about it. Get a second opinion and things. But anyways, because I'm like, I know my friends are going to be honest with me regardless. I'm like, and if they stop being friends with me over the situation, I'm like, okay, well, I messed up. I was out of line. Now, I can't come back from that. It's like, But anyways, so the situation with that guy, I remember some time ago, somebody had told me that he had got or he deleted all his channels and all that stuff. Or no, so I think he did get his channel taken down. And I think it was because he was posting other people's videos, which they were getting on me about and stuff. But they didn't want to talk about what he was doing. And then I think also it was somebody had told me that he was caught talking to underage girls on social media. And I'm like, why is it that you guys made sure you ran my name in the dirt, but you're not running his name in the dirt? I feel like me recording reaction videos ain't nowhere compared to what he was doing. You're talking to underage girls. These are like, kids that's still in school and stuff. I'm saying, like, how is that less threatening than reaction videos? Like, so that's why I'm like, if it was over that situation, that guy did far more worse things than I did. So I'm saying, I apologize for it. This guy, he knew what he did was wrong, and he just deleted all his social media stuff over it. So I'm saying, it's like, who was really in the wrong for that situation? What are some other situations that had happened? I'm saying, I'm like, any situation possible, I'm like, look, I've owned up to it. I've been an adult about it. You guys, on the other hand, you guys want to play all these, like, games with people and stuff. And I'm like, that's not, like, and it's funny because I remember when I started talking about all this stuff on social media recently, the guy from Twitch, he messaged me, like, overall, like, try to, like, make it seem, like, threatening, talk about and don't even think about messaging such and such, and this other person, he was just like, because I already messaged them, and they said they wasn't going to, ban or block me from their streams, and he was just like, and if you don't respond to this message, you're only being a child. So, what are you being right now? I'm saying, it's like, it's stuff like that, where it's like, my thing is this, if a friend would have reached out to me, right, over some stuff that I'm being accused of, I'm owning up to that. I'm being a man about that. I'm going to be an adult about it. And I'm going to, be straight up. If there was something that I did that was wrong, overall, before the friend even messages me, I'm going to apologize for whatever I did to hurt or offend anybody. But I'm not going to make it seem like I'm in the right when I know I'm in the wrong. I'm going to own up to that stuff. You, on the other hand, ain't owned up to nothing. You ain't apologized. And the thing is, it's like, what? He apologized, and he just turns right back around and being more toxic in my streams and stuff. He turns around, he's being more toxic everywhere else on social media. Sending me these, like, quote-unquote threatening messages and all that crap. And I'm like, man, get out of here with that. It's all like, if you were really sorry for what you did, it's like you wouldn't have continued doing it over and over and over again in my streams. And then in everybody else's streams, you didn't want to be toxic and stuff. So it's like, I ain't hearing that, man. So anyways, so yeah, overall, that whole situation, like, he's, I banned him sometime last year, but I just felt like, with the whole, like, let me, every time he, message or chats in somebody's stream, I'm gonna join his stream and be doing this whole stalkerish weird stuff. And I'm like, nah, man, it's stuff like that where it's like, you need to get called out for how you're acting in people's streaming stuff. And I'm like, no, if you over here acting that toxic and acting that weird, you gotta get called out for that stuff. So I'm like, say what you want to say about it, but I'm like, you was in the wrong for what you did, and that's something that you can't just be like, oh, I didn't realize I was right, I didn't realize what I was doing. No, man, it's like, I ain't hearing that. So anyways, overall, like, he ain't gonna be bothering me anymore. I hope not. If he does, then it's just gonna be the same situation. It's like, he's pretty much just proving me right. It's like, you got this personal vendetta, you don't want to let go, and it's like, fam, you just gonna have to learn how to let that stuff go. You are. Because I'm like, if you trying to be cool with people, the way that you going about it, that's not how you be cool with people. Where you showing fake support to these so-called friends of yours, and then you being toxic in my streams. I ain't hearing that. I ain't hearing that at all. And you could come up with any excuse, whatever you want to say about it. It's like, fam, the evidence is there. It is there. I'm saying, like, come on now. So it's like, yeah, try to play that game all you want, but it's like the evidence is there. So I ain't hearing anything that you guys say about this situation, all right? Because it's like, yeah, unless you got, my thing is this. Unless you got some evidence that can change all of this to make me in the wrong, I will apologize for whatever I need to apologize for. But I literally talked on everything from 2016 2015, from when I talked on me starting reaction videos, and then 2016 when all this stuff started, all the way up until the last few days of dealing with you. So I'm saying, man, it's like, it's like you got something that can change all of this and have it where I'm on the end where I got to apologize for something. I will 100% anything that I had to apologize. I will unban you from my streams. You can come to my streams. You can be toxic all you want if I have to apologize for something. But fam, at the end of the day, I don't know you. You don't know me. There's literally nothing I've went over unless there is something that I am forgetting. Bruh, there is literally nothing else to talk on. So I'm saying this is like right now, this is it. This is the final time I will talk on any of these things because I just want to move on. I want to be left alone. I shouldn't have to keep constantly having it on every platform deal with these guys because they got some personal hatred towards me. Like, let that stuff go. It's done. It's over with. You guys have moved on. Well, I would like to hope and think you guys can move on, but I know I've moved on. I'm trying to move on. So I'm saying, like, just leave me alone so I can just focus on my own stuff. I'm saying it's like a person with 43 YouTube channels that you think they want to have to sit down, take the time to record. I could have been recording like an hour and 15 minutes worth of YouTube videos. Instead, I'm sitting here talking about this stuff, man. It's like, nah, bro. It's like, leave me alone about that. So anyways, yeah, I'm done talking on it and stuff. So you guys got any questions, go back to previous episodes and videos and hear what I had to say. But from this day forward, I ain't got nothing else to say about this guy on Twitch. I ain't got nothing else to say about the hate on YouTube. I'm officially just declaring myself done, finished, all of that. Anybody else that come through my streams, videos, want to talk, y'all getting banned, blocked, whatever it is. And I'm like, I ain't trying to hear it. So I'm like, there ain't nothing else to talk on with this, so I'm moving on, all right? So anyways, and that being said, talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.